So I just learned my story cut off about the Easter story. So yes, when I was thinking about that Easter tradition to do with our kids, I thought, well, we can't really do it because the mountains, you see the sky gets light long before you ever see the sun. It doesn't rise the same way like it did where I grew up in California. But we still could have done it. We still could have done an early morning, let's watch the sky get light kind of thing. I remember watching some really good sunrises in Weezer. And I remember one morning watching with Esther, a couple mornings actually with Esther. It was really sweet to sit there with Esther. So I think that was one of the excuses I gave myself, and also the fact that a lot of the places we lived, when Easter came, there was still snow. It wasn't very, you just felt like you wanted to be huddled up around a fire at home instead of out doing Easter stuff. But that's still not a good excuse, and I would still like to do some kind of early morning Easter service. Start that tradition again with, if it's just me and Dad, then that's it. Or if it's whoever comes to visit, we'll plan how to do that. But when I was growing up, we didn't really act out the Christmas story. I never remember acting it out. And we might have read the scriptures some, but I don't really remember that. I remember going Christmas caroling, and I remember good family time, and I remember lots of Christmas music, and my mom painted a couple different paintings of Mary and the baby, and I remember on one of them she had, "For God so loved the world." So there was, I felt comfortable knowing the Christmas story, even though we didn't act it out, and I wasn't sure we even read it every year as a family. But the Easter story with my family growing up felt really powerful to me because of that tradition of getting up early and going. So that was a good family memory for me. And then we would go on our Easter egg hunt after church. We'd come home from that sunrise service, get ready for church, go to church. Then after church, we would do our Easter egg hunt. We also had an Easter basket hunt, where I had an Easter basket that was just for me. It was pink, and it had a pink little rabbit on it, and that was my Easter basket. And it would be hidden somewhere in the house. I'd have to find it, and it would have my Easter treats in it. And if I found another basket while I was looking for mine, that was one of my siblings, I couldn't say anything. I just had to look for mine. But then outside, we would look for the Easter eggs that we had dyed, usually the day before. And because we had so many flowers and blooming trees, lots of good color in the yard where I grew up, my dad or my mom, whoever hid the eggs, could hide it somewhere well camouflaged. The pink eggs and the pink blossoms and the pink roses and the yellow ones and the daffodils, and we had many different colors of roses, and if you had a green egg, it was lots of green stuff you could hide it in, and so forth. So we would do that later after church. I liked how in our family we did the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, and kept the worshipful stuff for Sunday. We were listening to the talk by Elder Stevenson from this last conference about Easter celebrations with poetry and music and dancing and singing and so forth, and I thought, yeah, you could have some good Easter traditions of celebration, kind of like a temple celebration where you have fun and dance and sing, and then when it comes time for the Easter on Sunday, then it's reverent and more worshipful. So anyway, that's probably more than you wanted to hear. But we love you all. And we hope everyone's having a wonderful Easter.